sippin', I'm 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 sippin'.
Sippin', I'm 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 sippin'.
No, the John blink. The red part blink.
It's only right. It's only right. It's only right. Barstool rules, you know. It's only right. Hold on. It's only right. I come on the show with the proper glass, you know.
You know what I'm Steve?
Gotta come on the show with the proper glass.
As you should.
And that's how we gonna start it, man. This is Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Get your fucking life together. And I got Saf with me.
Yo, I'm in the building.
And we got a very, 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 very special guest, a guy that I have been unable to shake for the last year and some change, it seems like, because if you in the mix, he in the mix, and if you dealing with the right people, then he dealing with them too. But we got Swag 100 in this motherfucker, man. My man LA Swag from Swag 100 podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
With the new T-shirt that I don't have yet. I'm a large, by the way.
All right, there we go. A little better. All right, there we go. All right.
I can't tell yet.
Yes, I'm here. I apologize, guys. You know, I was trying. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, I don't think you heard the part when I said I'm a size large in the T-shirts.
Oh yeah, man, I definitely got you with the merch, man. You know, you've been some merch, man. I actually got to get me a Sam Dana, man.
I got you on the Sam Dana. Your joint froze a couple times. You good?
Yeah, we good, man. You know, it's the internet over here, man. You know, I'm in like the castle dungeon, you know. So.
Studio vibes.
Yeah, man.
Studio vibes.
That's
what it's about.
Yes, sir.
But no, explain to my audience exactly what it is that you do, because you do a lot, and I ain't gonna play with your titles and your hats.
Right. I more so consider myself a creator. Pretty much, you know, Swag 100 LLC is a full entertainment service company. Under the umbrella of Swag 100 LLC, of course, most people know us more broader for it, which is Swag 100 Podcast. So our focus is to bring, you know, resourceful information from, you know, entertainment entrepreneurs, whether you're an artist, whether you're behind the scenes, you know, you might be the camera crew, you might be the stage, you know, road manager. You could be anything that's inside of the entertainment game. And I feel like everyone has a story, not just the artist. So I try to, you know, give great interviews to where so the watchers can learn something from it and maybe be inspired, or learn something and take that on inside their career. So that's what Swag 100 is about. I feel like we're rebranding hip hop culture through our podcast, you know, through our visuals, through our interviews. You know, I try to make sure that we put the artist or entertainer or entrepreneur in only the light of what they're into, versus you're from this city and, you know, you grew up in this particular neighborhood. You know, I don't want you to be judged off of where you're from and how you grew up. I want you to be judged off your skill set, your talent that you offer into the world. So that's pretty much what our platform does. We also offer, you know, the full service, you know, whether you're trying to get your marketing campaign together, you know, you want to get some of these top American blogs or radio stations. You want to learn more about Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram algorithm and how to tap into it. We have a nice full regimen over here at Swag 100 LLC. We also have a label where we pretty much offer artist development and a distribution service for our clients as well.
And I was going to say one important thing that I thought you was going to miss was that y'all still believe in artist development, which is very important, uber important, more so now than ever. And I just was having a conversation, I think yesterday, about a void, or trying to fill a certain void within that, because that used to be entry level to a label deal, was you had to go through artist development and boot camps and so forth and so on. And a lot of superstars benefited from that, because dope is dope, talented is talented, but to reach the masses, there's a certain way that things have to be handled, and you have to conduct yourself, and you need media training, and might need to upgrade your look a little bit or bring it out a little more and lean into it. You know what I mean? Things like that I think are very important. So I'm glad that you did mention that. It was one of the last things you mentioned, but it's one of the things that I think is most valuable.
Because more so, I really want my label to be one of those labels like Trippy Red labels. You really don't know who the label is. All you know is that there's a star out here in the world. That's more so what I'm about. When I get artists, I let artists know from the rip. I already know you can rap. I already know you can make music. Your music is no longer important to me.
Right.
Let's figure out where we can start off with your paperwork. What don't you have? Because if something happened, I'm investing my time, my company, putting our name behind you and everything. So whatever we invest into, and let's just say as an artist, we all make mistakes, but you make a mistake to where as though it's an infringement. My company is responsible for that. I'm technically responsible for that on the business end. Right. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't want an artist to be able to hurt themselves, which would also hurt my company. See what I'm saying? So I'm teaching an artist from day one how to protect their own ass. You protect your ass, excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? We're great. All right. So yeah, you protect your ass. Our company is protected. You know what I'm saying? If our company is protected, then you're protected as an artist. You understand what I'm saying? So we want to make sure they got everything, your copyrights, BDS encodings, and all that extra stuff that comes along with it. Metadata, you own your name.
Right. Very important.
That's really critical because I think that that's where a lot of people may actually fail. Because they don't have the right protections, the right knowledge, and the right resources when it comes to the business aspect of it. Like you said, talent, that's one thing. There are a lot of talented people out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
But for you, and I think that it also, once you get your business right, shout out to my girl K tagline. But
Fine Productions.
You know what I'm saying? Fine Production, shout out to them. But seriously, once you get your business right, I think it can also instill longevity because the exact opposite will make sure that you short term. So I think it's really important and critical what you're doing with your artists and with your clients. So, yeah. Yeah,
definitely. One thing I learned by playing sports at a young age was if you get hurt and you no longer can play that sport, but this is your passion, this is your love, what can you do outside of the physical talent of this sport to be beneficial enough to make some type of monetary gain?
And to contribute to the sport.
Yeah, to the sport, to the culture. You might be a great quarterback coach. You might be the motivation guy that they need to hear before they go out the locker room. You might be the life coach. You may never know what type of other skill set you have until you step back and really ask yourself that question. Like, yo, what if I can't rap again? But this is my life. This is what I really love. You see what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what I try to get my artists to understand. You're a business more so than an artist. Once you start messing with me, you're a business. I can't look at you like an artist. You're already going to do artist stuff. You're lacking business. This is why artists don't progress because they still doing artist stuff versus like, no, I have to do this. I have to make this move because it's a business move. More so, I'm not making this move because as an artist, I have to keep this image or this persona of what type of people I hang around. I can't hang with the nerds. I got to be with the in crowd, but the nerds are the ones that's masterminded and, making the real moves and making the real money. And these are the people you can learn from and grow better and actually start to see different stuff than your local area, because these quote unquote nerds are the ones traveling and have the connects and stuff like that, and a nerd is not like a book smart person. A nerd is just a person that's just that energy is so high and so great. When you're starting off, you feel like you don't belong with this person. That like
or they don't fit in. You blame it on them. You say they don't fit in with you.
You're the CEO. That other person is the CEO.
You blame
Bosses
them.
has
You
to
say
talk
that
to
they don't
bosses,
fit in with you,
you know?
when in actuality you're afraid that you don't level up to what they want to do. And
Right.
and it's crazy because I'm glad you touched on that. Shout out to City Lights, somebody that we both love and care about.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Brother, he taught me in 9th grade. I used to see him with the nerds, like the guy that used to get straight A's. They used to cover his test when you tried to cheat off it and shit.
Yeah.
He be chopping it up with him in the hallway, and this motherfucker used to like make sure he could see the paper. You know what I mean? And I used to be like, yo, why you always be around them? Because I'm 14, I'm on my bullshit. And he like, man, everybody good for something, bro, and they good folks. And I learned that day, no bullshit, because I've been in a lot of alternate situations since then. Everybody good for something.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I don't judge books by their covers. I try to figure out how people are useful or how it could be useful to people. Mm-hmm. That makes sense?
Useful back. Yeah, you know. We so used to using the word use or hearing it when we hear the word use, we always think negative. You know,
you can't be used.
And so I try to
shit.
tell people, all right, well, step it up a notch. You know, let's hop in a thesaurus and say utilize.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know, well, I just say to make people feel better and make them. It's weird how words make you feel like something is better. You know, so you be like, I let somebody know you have to be able to be utilized. If you can't be utilized, then you're not going to have a worth anywhere. It doesn't matter what you're doing.
Right.
You know, you're not going to have a worth. The game is to add worth and turn worth into value. Value becomes
booked and
generations
busy.
of revenue. If you
It becomes
can
booked
make it
and
that way.
busy,
You
and
know
then
what
it
I'm
becomes
saying?
legacy.
So you know what I do? I like to incorporate people along the same lines. What I do is say, how can we
Yes,
best
it becomes legacy.
I say, how can we best serve each other, right? Because I don't want to like make it seem like it's a one-way street.
I don't like one-way streets. I never like one-way
like,
streets
we in
in
this
the
together.
streets.
Like, I'm sure that we can best serve each other. We can utilize each other's services and, you know, our networks together. So that's another way that I put it too. You know, but I think it's important. I think that we're stronger in numbers. I think that as a community, I think that, you know, nobody does it alone. So I think that it's important that people understand the value in establishing a network, maintaining your network, having contacts, having resources. I think that's really important. I don't know if I know a lot of people do know, but I think that it will be in the best interest of more if they understood the impact and, again, the long-term value of those relationships and those things.
Right.
And one thing that's important in this
I give you an example of a long-term value. Every day I literally because I was working for another American blog magazine, and I used to always have to find the top topics for the day, you know, and they would pay for all my appearances to any concert that needs to be captured and recorded back, and I might capture an hour worth of stuff, but they're only going to use 5 minutes of it.
Right.
But I couldn't use any of the footage of that hour at all. You see what I'm saying? So one thing that I learned was, okay, I can either keep doing this for this company, or it's my city. I'm taking my city music scene and I'm giving it to them, and you're only putting 5 minutes of it up, and you're not even taking the part that is actually serious for our city. You put in who you thought was great up. So it's like, you know what? Let me step back. Let me figure out how to build my brand. Podcast system. So what I did was for me to build value was I only put my content up for a year straight. I didn't go online and take this funny thing or that funny thing or this fight, you know, and put it on my thing and like, yo, I'm gonna get all these views. I just kept putting up my own content for a while, and then in my own hashtags for a while. And then eventually what happens is your hashtag has 200,000, you know, views on that. The long run, the year going by. See what I'm saying? Now they know Swag 100 podcast for having, you know, somebody that you probably would have never knew of if you wasn't from Philly. If you're not from Philly, this is a new artist to you. You know, everyone loves our city. They love they love our culture. They think that like rappers are birthed here in Philly, so it's like I have a European following, so they want to see Philly. They want to see Philly. They want to see Philly, so I'm giving you Philly. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But now it's to the fact that if I do post something from someone else now, it's respected. It's worth it. A year ago, if you would have gave me something to post from Sippin with Sammie, it wouldn't have mattered. You see what I'm saying? Like nobody would have really been like, oh, this is Sippin with Sammie on Swag 100 or vice versa. But a year today, it would be like, oh, yo, let me go check this out. You know, if it's on Swags, you know, I need to check this out. Vice versa. Hey, Swag was on Sippin with Sammie. Somebody's gonna come over here and check my platform out because you have 100 episodes.
Say that.
You know, that's longevity. You built value, episode after episode after episode. Whether you had 5 views the first time and now you got, you know, these many views now, like the value of that is now the reason you can sell merch. I'm buying glasses and stuff like that. Whatever Sammie has to offer, your value became worth. Now it's making revenue. To start somewhere, but you was utilizable. I told you, I was inspired by you the first time. I'm working for Hip Hop Weekly. I'm coming inside somewhere else working. I'm like, yo, I need to be sitting in a chair interviewing somebody with my banner in the background, like him. I ain't know you from a can of paint.
We try to come correct, bro.
I'm literally like, yo, I need to do that. That's what I need to be doing. And now here I am, a year later, you know, and I'm not scared to say that, you know. Men don't give enough, or people don't give enough people they flowers to be like, hey, yo, I ain't gonna lie. You inspired me that day, and this is why I started doing what I'm doing. I figured it out. When I was trying to figure it out, it just took for me to look at you in that room, and I was like,
that's how we playing.
I think this the route I'm gonna go.
Now listen, you said that to me for the first time, and I appreciate it. You said that to me for the first time on your platform, which I was about to get to. You had me on Goat Vibes and all that. We got to chop it up. And I didn't know that, and I'm going to say the same thing that I said then. I'm glad that I was able to show you that. Like, that's a blessing, to be able to put on somebody that's serious about their business, to open their eyes to something that they're completely capable of, but just didn't think of, because you wear so many hats, you doing so many different things. Sometimes it's the little things that escape you, and then you get smacked in the face with it, and you like, oh shit, nigga, damn. And that's a good thing. That's what we here for. Like you said, like brothers don't salute each other enough. I want to inspire at the same level that we supposed to salute. I want motherfuckers to be able to look at me and be like, yo, I can do it too, because you can. Why the fuck can't you?
Right.
You already doing so many other great things that I could learn from. You learn something minuscule about representation from me that's going to mean all the world in your market and the view. That's beautiful. I love that. You know what I mean?
So I wanted to say, so I want to shout both of y'all out for that, because what you said was something that we actually just finished a different interview, and it was something that we mentioned about, so it was from a woman though, from a woman's perspective. And we were saying that black women don't really support each other as much as we probably could. We know that it happens, but I think that we can do it a little more. And I think that
can always be better.
It can always be better, right? And I think that I'm sorry, y'all, it's allergy season, but I wanted to say that just kind of repeating what you said, that even in the men's community, is something that can probably be improved. But I want to shout both of you out, because both of you do it, but have just done it just now on our platform. But it's something that is invaluable and it's immeasurable. The value of support, right? And whichever way it comes, you just shout out the merch. You know, we shout your pod out all the time, and people need to understand the value of support, and it can be in so many different ways. It can be a like, it can be a post, it can be a DM, it can be a purchase of merch, it can be
seeing you in the street and you saying, yo, salute, I like what you're doing, bro, I checked out that episode, I learned something.
Exactly. But I just think that the point is to support, and I think that that's important. So I just want to thank both of y'all for being strong black men and doing that. So that's what I wanted to mention.
I appreciate that. Definitely.
And I want to say that, you know, not to cut you, but I just want to say that you also have always been like that to me. Like from the very first day that I met you, like you're very supportive. You're real positive. Like you always, I'm gonna use my own pun intended, on the scene. And so, you know, I just appreciate that from you too. So thank you for just always being that, having that personality and that character.
Absolutely.
That's a nice freeze.
Nah, that's crazy, right? He's smiling. We can't see him or hear him. Yo, you hear us?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I can hear you.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
But I wanted you
learned
to.
at a young age. I just wanted to say this though. I just learned at a young age that you have to be an energy that's going to be able to touch others, you know, even when you're not trying to, you know. I just believe in wherever that follows me in life, whether it's business or personal life, you know. I'd rather always feel like, well, I tried my best to person at that particular time and moment, you know, and be an asset, you know. So that's just how I carry it. I always learned that. I literally learned that from somebody at a young age, you know, and it was really their intention to make me understand it, because, you know,
Salute to them.
growing up in our era, you know, it's kind of hard when you come from certain situations. So it was somebody to really be like, hey, I see some greatness in you, so let me tell you this. And that stuck with me for a long time.
But now that's what you do for other people too.
Correct.
And I want you to be clear on that. It's not something that you try to do. That's something that you're doing regularly. She just saluted you on that. You saluted me on the GOAT Vibes situation. Tell these people in my audience what they gonna get from that GOAT Vibes conversation, because we talked for about 4 hours, bro.
Yeah, to be honest with y'all, man, you know, it was just so natural. So it definitely was turned into a 4-hour interview, you know. So it's just so much different parts we have to chop up and, you know, put together, you know, to give you like all the swag, the drip, and the juice that's inside of it, you know.
There's a lot of jewels in there, a lot of free jewelry.
If you know, as far as jewels. But to be honest with you, I feel like in that interview, just to put it in a nutshell, people will learn how, as men, Black men, but also men just in general, sit together, have a common denominator, meaning of a conversation, big each other up, but also disagree, to have a better understanding from both views, you know? And it's a lot of stuff that was in there that I could piggyback off, but in a nutshell, that's really what we did. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got two alpha males sitting here and we have real broad, intelligent minds. You feel what I'm saying? The average, I'm not trying to be smart, the average person probably would have gotten upset or comversations, even though it's nothing like that at all. It's just the lingo, the comprehension behind the delivery of what we was speaking on multiple subjects, you know. And I just like, once again, I commend this Black man, you know, for doing the things that he do. And, you know, quiet as kept, man, you know, I always sneak and go try to see what he got going on, you know, see that he's chucking, I'ma like something, you know, or even if I drop 100, you know, I'm going to say something, you know, or I might just pop up at the event, even though I ain't supposed to be there, seeing me there, I'm popping up, yo, what's up, bro, you good, you know. And that's just the way I carry it, you know. But our interview is something that y'all want to check out on GOAT Vibes, swag100podcast.com. It's literally going to be up Monday.
I can't wait.
Got everything situated.
By the time this come out, it'll be up.
Yeah. I can't wait, because I remember I remember when he was going to sit with you, and I think we were supposed to meet after that, and he was like, my bad, that joint was like, we got in, you know, we was really going in on that joint. So I can't wait. I'm super excited to see the outcome of it.
Andy had me sipping, and, you know, we were smoking.
Trust me, I know, this my bro. That's our everyday, man. I know, I dig it. Like, or often, if not every day.
You know, as an artist, this is something for you to watch as an artist, for real. As an artist, this is something for you to watch, because if you can't walk out of this interview and learn what steps you need to take as an artist just to make a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? Then I don't know what you watch, because we break down a lot of stuff inside of this interview, understanding each other by talking about. It's a lot of knowledge in there. It's a lot of jewels, and it's free, you know. So once again, Goat Vibes is about, you know, goats and future legends. And to me, you know, you are a goat at, you know, what y'all do, and you definitely like a future legend of, you know, our town. You know, I feel like people are going to talk about you for a long time, and if they don't know about you, you know, a couple more years down the line, you know, it will be directly in their face. They wouldn't have no choice but to talk about you, you know?
Well, I appreciate that. I always appreciate anytime anybody shares their platform with me, but I appreciate the value in your platform on a high level. And I understand that even with you saying that if they don't know about me, eventually they will. I feel like once you drop that situation, I'm skipping light years ahead. Like, I'll be fine. And that's, you know, we don't do it for the adulation, but the respect from people that's in our field. When you holding the camera, the same reason I got people holding cameras, because I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm holding the camera. But we don't, it's not a competitive thing. It's a thing where we have to make sure that motherfuckers know, like, no, this is a dope motherfucker too. He ill too. I got Swag in pocket with me and in tow with me, because ever since I've been around Swag been working.
Right.
You motherfuckers keep telling me what y'all can do. If I call you, you're not going to produce. I can tell you that every time I've seen Swag, he was working.
Right.
He was working. Even if it was a situation where he came to kick it, he bought a good enough cell phone that he could fucking edit it later and make it pop, just in case.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And even with doing the Goat Vibes joint, like, it's funny when I get interviewed, because I realize how much people know about me that I don't realize they know about me. Like, you really either did your homework or been paying attention, but that's appreciated. Because at the same time, like, man, I'm out here running my race, but, like, I like the fact that motherfuckers that I respect what I'm doing. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I felt like, you know, if anything I wanted to be able to do inside the culture was to bring some type of authenticity when it comes to reporting on hip hop, because hip hop just has this taboo stigma, and it really it is because the people that are behind the cameras or who's, you know, giving the journalism, telling the story. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, if I'm going to interview somebody from my city, I'd rather be the guy that at every show, every event, you may not even knew I was there, knew me at the time or whatever, but I know eventually when it's the right time to interview someone, and when I sit them down, I want to give you that, I don't know the guy named Nostalaga, Nostradamus.
Narwhal?
You know, the guy that wear the glass.
Narwhal.
Yeah. I'm trying to surprise people, like, you know, how did you know that? You know,
shout out to Narwhal. Narwhal do that shit to everybody.
You know, I'm trying to get to that point, you know, not trying to, but I'm not even trying to do exactly what he's doing, but I want you to feel like that, like, yo, how do you know that? And it's more so the answer is I was on the scene. I seen, you know, and that's what I tell every artist. They be like, yo, you know, I don't have to come over to you and be like, yo, that was a good performance or whatever. You know, in my head, if it was a great performance, I'm going to be like, I'm going to interview this person in 2 weeks or next month or whatever. But within that month or 2 weeks, I'm going to be at every event and see if you're working. If you're not, then I really don't have no questions to ask you. So we got a 4-hour event. That's a year of watching Sippin with Sammie.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Every event, you was working and I was working. So that means you was at the event. You was doing something. I was doing something. 2 different rooms, upstairs, downstairs, but we in the same building. And eventually it became like, I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
No, say it one more time.
I was the first person I seen doing this in person.
Say what you just said one more time, because that got chopped up crazy.
Oh, I just was saying, for years straight, I've been watching you. I've been watching Philadelphia, period. The culture, the real culture. Because people think that we don't have a scene. We have a scene. If you don't know that we have a scene, that's because you're not out here working. I mean, you're not at one of these infrastructures or on one of these platforms that's tied in with the rest of the platforms. That means that you're not taking your career serious to be in the Philadelphia industry. When people from New York comes to Philly and they're looking for the industry rappers of Philadelphia, the industry media blogs of Philadelphia, it exists. People don't know that, but that's because they're stuck on their block. They're stuck at the local bar. They stuck wherever they're stuck at. They're not on the scene. So what I'm getting to is every time I touched the industry scene, Sammie was there. So it was like, oh, he was interviewing this person, or he was assisting this person. He was helping that person. He was.
Hi. This is Juice from Elevated Entertainment. Is this Font Production?
Hi, this is Kay with Font Production.
I am calling because I like to get some information on getting my business in order.
Okay, let's see what you have already. Do you have an LLC?
I do not.
Cool. Is your name already trademarked?
I think that is something I would like to get trademarked. I didn't even think about that.
Awesome.
I will be, and I do have a few artists that I work with, and I need to make sure that all of their business is taken care of and their music is covered legally.
Okay. Do you have those registered with a pro?
I do not.
What about your songs? Are they copyright?
One does, the others don't, but this is the reason why I'm calling, because it's time for me to get all of those things in order, and it seems like you do all of them.
I certainly do.
One-stop shop.
And this person this gave me another insight. So here we are a year later, 2021. Shit, I interviewed SippinwitSammie.
And I appreciate that, bro.
I didn't have a platform a year ago.
Right.
So that's a win in my book. Like, somebody that inspired me, I already interviewed that person on my platform. Now I'm on their platform a year later.
Now, I'm gonna tell you this for two reasons. One for the audience, and two for your personal. That ain't gonna be the last time I'm gonna be on your platform, bro. I'm here for you. Let me know.
Vice versa, man.
You know
Vice
what I
versa.
mean?
We about to be like Boosie and Vlad out here on the platform tip.
Hold
though.
up. I'm just saying, I'm trying to bust up on that joint too. Can I be on the scene on that joint? That's all. I just trying to say, I got a story to tell too.
Watching Glocawearradiostation, you know what I'm saying?
Nope, you gotta say it again.
Say it again.
No, I know. Trust
No,
me.
'cause it's
Trust me. I've
chopping
been
a little
watching
bit.
you too.
Oh, he said he been watching you too.
No, I'm trying to chop it up,
No, it's
Bring that
definitely.
swag on the scene.
Yeah, the joint glitching a little bit. But yeah, you definitely welcome as well. Hey man. Hey, if you got Instagram and you ever ran across Sunny Brick page, man, you tapped in, I'll be liking pictures and events and sitting back watching you tell your stories and
I appreciate that. It's definitely reciprocated. It's all love here for sure. You already know.
I'm saying that, if anybody got Instagram and they run across your page, they're gonna tap in. They're gonna be an instant follower,
Oh, thank you, swag.
And to be honest with you, and it's not in a bad way either, or how quote unquote a seductive way either. It's because you have an articulate mind. When people listen to you speak on the platforms or any interview that you do, you know about the game, and not just the game, you know about life. You can tell that you're a person that been through as well, because people that haven't been through can't give you guidance. You understand what I'm saying? You can't listen to someone who hasn't been through on that particular subject and take some information and be like, damn, if they've been through that, I can do it. You can't tell a lot of times you don't even tell people I've been through this. You just give them the knowledge, but in reality, the knowledge comes from experience.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So I can tell that you've been through things, but from out of a nutshell, you have a very cultivated mind. So I've been watching you too, so when we sit down, you'll get to figure out how much I know. You know what I'm saying?
That said a lot right there. Like, I know you've been watching. I appreciate you for watching, just for just being as supportive as you are. I definitely know you've been watching from just saying that.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know you've been watching. So we appreciate you. So, good looking on that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I really mean it when I say, rebrand the hip hop culture. I wanna really be a student, continue being a student, but really learn. My thing is, you learn the game by really studying the game. If you in media, and you're not watching other media platforms, not for the sake of their topics or their content, but more so, hey, yo, I just noticed they had the air in the background on their interview. I heard the horn on their interview. Oh, they logo was over here and the YouTube logo was on top of their logo too. Like, you start looking at these things, like, are other people going through these problems, and stuff like that. So you can't learn if you're not studying the greats at what they do. So when it comes to my city, I'm going to study the people that has longevity already in my city. Mm-hmm. What's making it work? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to watch who's already popping in my city.
Mm-hmm. That's dope. You ain't say nothing but 100 facts. Like, that's definitely like you dropping some jewelry. We got some heavy jewelry over here, like, but it's real though. But it's honest and it's real.
Number one resource for industry knowledge, Swag 100.
I know that's right. Say that.
No, real shit. But it's crazy because, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the position that I've been able to be in. I appreciate that it's being received the way that it's being received, and we all just out here trying to grow. But one thing that's important and two things that's for certain is that the cross branding, the cross marketing is what's going to make us all greater. It's going to get us in places that we wouldn't have been before. So I always want to make sure that people on this platform realize what you basically been telling them this whole time is like, man, whether you knew that I fucked with Swag or not, me and Swag been around each other more than me and you been around each other because we working. And we working towards similar goals, and for our own purposes, but with the same thing in mind, which is support, love, and the aspect of what direction this shit is going on in our city.
Mm-hmm. Can I drop something, a special moment for both of us?
Talk heavy.
All right, so we just be on the scene for everything. Shout out to everybody that was at the Hip Hop Awards and all that stuff.
Facts.
And shout out to Font, man. She, Font Productions, Oh yeah, I was saying shout out to Font because Font really, like, it's like Superwoman in Philly entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like Superwoman everywhere. Probably if not the hardest working, in the game from in Philly, you know what I'm saying? Because she be everywhere. But a long story short, it just seemed like we always meet up in this one particular studio, or venue or whatever. And the last time we was together in this venue, we met, some of the curators from, 85 South Show.
Absolutely.
So this is what I go by if you're going to be serious about being in the game. Just by you supporting someone else in the game or being where you need to be when you're supposed to be there, if you saying you're going to be in the game,
right?
You're going to meet somebody. You don't know when, you don't know who, how, or whatever. But if you're not there, you're never going to be able to see the opportunity. But one thing about me, I just was honored for the fact that I was able to watch that unfold for him. I wasn't like, and I had the opportunity. Oh, what do you do? And I was just, and it was out of disrespect. I just did the Philly cold shoulder drawing, like, I'm Swag, I do a little podcast. And I just left it like that because for me, it was my bro moment. He's in there. He got to sign up. He got people coming in for interviews, and it's just so much going on. Then boom, 85 South step in the building. It's like, oh shit. And I got to watch him. I got to watch him outside of, interview business. I got to watch him do a behind the scenes, off the books business talk, like in another platform outside of somebody from Philly. Like, you understand what I'm saying? And he respect for him because he knew everything about them from day one. He told them everything from day one up to now, and that amazed me. Like, you know.
And shout out to her.
It just shows you that you are all the way built around business.
Shout out to her because she don't want to be
for sure
in front of the camera, but she definitely was a dope energy, and she came with a lot of love. She led with love, and I've been following them. But that goes back to what you said a couple minutes ago.
Absolutely.
You gotta watch the greats, bro. Ever since I've been in media, that's all I do. I watch the people that really get it done, whether I agree with them or not. I still peek. I still.
Yo.
Hello. You can hear me?
Yo.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I don't even know what's going on with this connection, but I do know what's going on with the connection. But yeah, man. Shout out to her.
No, hold up. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Shout out to her because she don't even want to be on blast, so we're not gonna say her name. But
that's why.
But she came in and she led with love and she showed support. And I did know what I knew about their platform because it goes back to what you just said about watching the greats. Like that's what I spend my time doing. I watch people that's dope at what they do in this media space, even if I don't agree with them. But when it comes to the 85 South show, I got a lot of respect for how they do their business, how they treat their people, how they incorporate the women and put them in positions of power. It's similar to my platform. Like it's a lot of things that we could gain from watching each other. I watched them grow. I've watched them play like they falling off when they was just about to make another move. That's content.
Right.
I learned a lot, and a lot of it doesn't pertain to this situation, but it's something I could teach other people too.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So like that's part of it. Like the ability that I had, I mean, that's divine in a sense. Like the fact that I met her and I was able to, like I told her, I said, I'm glad that I was able to meet somebody out y'all circle, even if nobody else, to be able to salute what y'all been doing because I appreciate what y'all been doing. Now I'm watching them 2-3 times a week. Mm-hmm. That's a large part of my entertainment base, a large part of my relaxation. Is watching those brothers do what they do and the people behind the scenes do what they do because I know what it takes to make a production. Mm-hmm. So like that's definitely something that I'm glad you brought up, and that was definitely a dope moment for me. Shout out the chick with the juice. She was in there with the energy. Font Productions was in there, and it was just it was something that happened upstairs that nobody knew was going on.
Right. You know, and it's moments like that. Those moments aren't for everyone. You know, it's and not to sound like it's special, but it is special. It's high caliber on our level because once again, I tell people you can't be in the industry if you don't put yourself in it. Mm-hmm. The moment you decide to be serious about yourself or whatever it is that you're saying, hey, this is what I'm pushing, this is what I stand for, you have to be around those only in that particular industry. Baseball players not out playing ice hockey. You know, they're not, you know, if they do that on their own time, yeah, but they're balling out with baseball players. They're talking baseball. They learning. It's other things inside baseball besides
throwing the ball.
Hitting them. Learn that you're not going to know how to even survive in the game of baseball if you're not with these people that's living baseball life. You feel me? So I have to be around people in media. You know, if I'm doing stuff for artists, I have to use my connects as being a top media guy. I meet everyone. So my connects is my artist connects. You know, it's a win-win situation, you know? Mm-hmm. But I tell my artists the same thing. You know, you might know somebody I don't know. I don't know everybody. I can't know everybody. This is how I know everyone. From my connects, from talking, from networking, you know? I got my favorite slogan is network makes the check work.
Absolutely. And it's crazy because I had a conversation with an artist that we both know recently, and he was saying if I do this, like what happens, like I got all this shit in place right now. I know all these people, this, that, and the third, but if I figure out this situation, what's that going to do to that? And I'm like, that's going to add to that.
Right.
Nobody takes away from your network. Your network is your network. Nobody says if you're doing your business right that you have to abandon your network. They want to invest in your network and their network as a unified thing to create good business for the both of you. That's what it is. It's never about nobody just saying, well, I know everybody, fuck who you know. Right. No, we need them too. If somebody's saying that, don't talk to them no more. Ever again in life. Until they come to you and tell you that they've had an awakening. Because that's not how the world works. That's not good business.
Right.
You know when I knew that the power of the camera and the power of to have a voice. There's a guy out here. I don't really want cross promote too much on your show here, but
I mean, if your folks, shout him out. If it's a problem, don't.
No. I'm just saying there's a guy out here in multi-millionaire in our city. That's why I say I really want to put him out there like that. Multi-millionaire in our city. But the reality of it is all he had was a camera, a GoPro camera. And that he's into. To be honest with you, for men, it's the best shit ever. Cars, street racing and all that and stuff. That's a broad audience. You feel what I'm saying? So he got to the point where, like he started getting them big checks from, certain platforms,
endorsements,
endorsements and all that. And now he's like a super, like he literally, if I'm not mistaken, he just put it this way. He got so rich that the feds tried to come extort him, and they had to give him all his money back and stuff because he was from Badlands. He's from Badlands. So they's like, how is this guy from this area and probably was known for something else is this, but he
did his business, right?
He's a blogger and just going to all the street races and interviewing all the best guys and all of this, and now he's traveling state to state, city to city, people's paying him and all different types of crazy stuff to where it's a profession now. You see what I'm saying? It starts somewhere. It really does. It starts somewhere, and you gotta have that faith. You gotta stay consistent, and you may never know what it'll turn into later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? Because having those connections that you get from being in media, sometimes you don't even know what to do with them. So if I got this artist over here or I got a friend over here that's into this, I may not can do it, but I know this person that's well established in this area. Now, as long as you are a good business within yourself, I can make that introduction. If not, I'm not going to make the introduction. As a person that's in this game, do y'all ever have people upset with you because they feel like you didn't introduce them to certain type of people, but you know what it takes or what they already need to have to make it go further with this person when they need them?
I haven't ran into that because I'm usually upfront with that. It takes me to something that you touched on probably 3 times, and I've been wanting to say this 3 different ways. It's like everybody wants to be popping, even if you in this music business or an entertainment game for a lick. You want to catch one, right? But how do you fucking catch one if you caught in your own bubble? If you worried about your own shit? Like if you, it's so much that goes into it. It's like we've been talking about talent. We've been saying, if you got talent, you got talent. Cool. We recently I heard somebody say, yo, it takes $250,000 to $1 million to push a record. I've also heard stories of Fetty Wap pushing Trap Queen for 4 years before it caught on. Right. In and around New York City. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's who are you? Like, how do you make your imprint? Where do you stand out at? What are you willing to put in? What are you trying to be if you don't realize that at some point somebody's going to say, okay, we did this record together, or if we do this record together, what's the what's the code that I put on? What name do I put this under so that you can get paid for it?
Right.
Is your business right?
Right.
Like, motherfuckers act like they can wait on that. Like, you can't wait on getting your business right. If you want to get a song from Jadakiss and Jadakiss says, you know what, I don't even want no bread, bro. I like this record. I believe in you. When he asks you, how we going to figure this out? What's the splits? And you don't know what that means.
Right.
When he asks you for your IPI number,
right?
Because it don't matter if you got whatever.
What's your IPI?
You know what I'm saying? And you can't produce that. All right. Best example, just like you said, you make a track with Jadakiss. He did his job. He may not even charge you for the verse. He did his
You
job.
are in a perfect position.
He don't have to post it. He don't have to utter a word about it. It's not his job.
It already gonna say featuring Jadakiss.
You pay him to do a feature. He did his job. He's going. Let's say it's Jay-Z. Let's say it's Lil Wayne. How are you gonna monopolize off having that future?
Feature, yep.
How? A lot of artists can't answer that question. So that goes back to why I can't introduce you to certain people. If I introduce you, how's you gonna?
What's going to happen after that?
It goes back to your very first statement that you made when you opened this interview. When you said the very first thing you said was, "All right, I know you got hot music, but what's your business like?" That was the very first thing you said,
and that's why I said that.
Because
it was been plenty of times I wanted to interject that, but it's like, if you don't understand how valuable these people are that are trying to help you get your business right before they're trying to jerk you, because there's nobody that I could take you to that's of substance that's not going to ask you these things, or that's not going to require certain things to get business right. But I can take you there and make a killing off of what you didn't capitalize off if you want that way too.
Right.
And that's what the industry eats off. That's what these motherfuckers that everybody winds up mad at 5 years later, that's where they get in at, because you motherfuckers is saying, yo, I could pay 20 grand for a Jeezy feature. That's all I need. Cool. You can't even get him paid off the motherfucker. Let alone yourself.
It's like this. It's like this. It's like if you're worth, yeah, you gotta just have standards as a person. You gotta be grown. You gotta be tired of just accepting the normal.
Running on a treadmill.
You gotta be also educated too. You have to be educated.
Even if you're not educated, you gotta be willing to at least try to research what you're getting into and start being around people that are educated in that.
Right.
Pick their brain. You have to be a brain picker.
Right.
Even artists back in the day used to read the album cover and try to show up to the label or find a phone number or email to send their music to. Like, how are you in this business and you not doing business in this age?
Right.
Yo, man, how many artists done got signed just spitting it, standing in front of the record label waiting for people to come out and just keep rapping?
Back in the day.
Right.
You know? This ain't this
and it still happens though. With social media, I don't want people to think it don't happen. What happens is a nigga be on live, he be at the gas station, he gives a nigga an opportunity to spit. He has 1 million followers. You might get an opportunity that way, but it's shifted. Mm-hmm. And you got to know how to take advantage of opportunity. What's your elevator pitch?
Seize the moment.
Right. What's your close?
Are you a closer, or do you need a closer next to you?
Right.
But you know the kicker though, and I hate to say it, the marketing strategies, but what's your rebuttal?
Yeah.
Cause you gonna get the flag. What do you do to get the flag picked back up?
But guess what? This is why I try to, and that's why I tell people, man, it don't matter when you're serious about your business or you're serious about your career, no matter what it is, you gotta have patience, because you have to stop. Once you start, this is the only time I feel like you gotta isolate yourself. when you're actually focusing on the business. Like when you're like right now, you're in your office, you're in your studio. When you're in there, you can care what's going on over at Swag 100 or what's going on outside, who done tripped, who got hit by the car. It's like, yo, I got some paperwork to fill out. I gotta watch this video, or I gotta sign up, I gotta download this, or I gotta read this article. You know, that's when you should harness in. And so as an artist, sometimes when you're not writing your song, think about reading something about something that an artist should know.
Watch a movie that's abstract.
Right.
Yeah, like, you know.
Watch a documentary. Get some perspective that's outside of your regular realm, or learn something direct.
You know what I did as a person? I went and watched videos on how everything went wrong. Because for real, I believe that everybody always pay attention to the elephant and don't really look at the ant.
Right.
The ant becomes an elephant, you know, in business and in life. You know, after a while, it's like you know, that small thing just grows when it's not being paid attention to. You know what I mean? Whether it's a good small thing or a bad small thing.
But
it
survived.
And I also think that ants are heavy and they hard workers too. They lifting heavier than they weight, and people don't see them because they so small and they just still making things happen. So everybody's paying attention to the big thing. That's the obvious visual, but not paying attention to what's happening behind the scenes.
So most of us pay attention to our talent, the obvious stuff, you know.
Right.
Let me perform, let me get in front of the camera, let me do an interview, but what are you going to do all of that when it's done?
Right.
If I spend $1,000 all together just recording an album, I am an artist as well, you know. But it's like if I'm investing into myself, I'm spending money on studio time, I'm spending money on videos, I'm spending money on the outfit to look good at every show, I'm spending all of this. How do I make that back now? It's not no wait until I get on. How do I make that back now? We have to worry about now. It's like you got.
And if you have your business right, that you write that shit off right now.
Right now, you can write it off right now,
and they'll pay you for your shows.
You can start gaining worth right now. I know people that charge people for a lot of stuff as artists or as hosts, as whatever it is that they do. They can charge now. Why? Because I'm a business. No business work for free. You know what I'm saying? Anything that comes from a business for free is promotional use only.
Right.
You know?
And you preaching to the choir, but you saying all the real shit.
No, I'm
you what?
Other people going to see it. They're going to be like, yo, where you get that from? Because it's Sammie. It's not on Joe Bob from around the corner. Sammie's worth something. So it's worth giving it away for free.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh man, we giving away too much go pops, man. On Sippin with Sammie, man.
I mean,
giving away too much free stuff, man.
It's really what we do though, and at the end of the day, we can tell motherfuckers a million different ways, a million different times, and they either gonna ingest it or they gonna figure something out to do with it, whatever have you. But I don't mind giving it away because there's a lot of things that come with what we do that are personal to who we are. Mm-hmm. If you want to be handled a certain way, you want to be represented a certain way, you want people to see you in a certain light, or you want your business to be situated a certain way, you got to deal with the right people. And right. I'm not forcing that on nobody because the list is long as fuck enough already.
But just to go back to the ant and the elephant, you know, ants are in a particular way, they are seen and they are heard without actually being seen and heard. You can't hear an ant walk, move. Right. You don't really see ants. We probably step on them every day, don't realize it unless you're doing it intentionally, you know. But they do a lot of work, not just for their self, but the environment, the world, period. So like something so small has such a big job, you know. And as a kid, I grew up watching Animal Planet. So that's another thing you figure out in life, you know, how to and if you know me personally, you probably know that's how I move. You know, I'm there, you know, and people that know me, they know I'm there and I'm going to be heard. But other than that, like, I'm seen and heard through my platform, you know, like that's where more so is seen and heard. The platform is speaking, but I'm not particularly speaking unless it's amongst that in crowd. You get what I'm saying? So we as people, we have to learn how to figure out, like, as I'm stepping away from actually being outside, being everywhere, how do I be there? You get what I'm saying? How do I be there without being there? Mm-hmm. You know?
Shout out to the Fly team.
Yeah. Like, I can walk into an event and let's just say, can I use Chick with the Juice as an example?
Sure, absolutely.
He don't have to be there, but shoot, I might have 2-3 products. She technically was there.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? I might have had 2-3 products at an event that she wasn't even at. But it's like, hey, yo, this Chick with the Juice, and I still can do my little video like, hey, yo, I got a Chick with the Juice. And she don't even have to be there. That's being seen and heard without being seen and heard.
Right.
You know?
It's like when I before I was at Glocawear officially, I did an interview there and I left like 3-4 shot glasses there. You'd be shocked at how many people went on Instagram and tagged me and said, oh shit, I was in Glocawear and I was drinking and I ain't even peep. This your face on the motherfucker. You know what I mean? These joints with the album cover and all that. And niggas is like, yo, that's fucking genius. That's whatever. And it's like, that's part of it. And one thing that you said earlier, we was talking about support. And one thing I said on GOAT Vibes was, and one thing that I say all the time is, we got to give people multiple ways to support us. Mm-hmm. The merch matters. The visuals matter. The live shows matter. The music matters. Whatever have you matters, because everybody could tap in on whatever level they could tap in on. Right. There's somebody that might be in Alaska that loves you to death that is your cousin, but they can't make no shows. But if you put out some T-shirts, they'll order 6 of them bitches and wear them all over Alaska.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just and it's the little things that matter, and it's more ways of making sure that everybody's represented and everybody gets a piece of it. The more you expound on these things, everybody can eat if we have multiple ways of getting our thing off. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if you mad because people can't come to your show and you asking somebody to, yo, bro, I need you, you know what I mean? I know you pulling up tomorrow, and so I'm going to put about 3 people in your car. You can't even give him gas money.
Mm-hmm. Right. But I probably didn't come to your show, but I probably got to repost it somewhere else and you got 50,000 views from your show.
I had a brother on my page, on my Facebook page. He posted he had a rental property, and I shared it. And I saw him in a bar a few months later, and he was like, "Yo, whatever he want, I got him all night." Da 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 da. And I'm like, "It ain't my birthday."
All right.
I'm like, "What's up, bro?" He like, "Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was trying to rent that property out for like 6-8 months." He said, "You shared it, and I got 32 applications."
Wow.
That ain't got nothing to do with music or entertainment. That was just, yo, I see somebody that got something that you might could benefit from. Maybe somebody on my page could benefit from it. Mm-hmm. That's I had no idea that what the response was to it. You know, people don't even comment a lot of the times on those kind of things. They just hit the DM or inbox or whatever, you know. But it was like, you know,
that's the power of being able to be a person who can make an impact with just your personal life, because probably somebody that you knew personally and still don't even know, they probably don't realize that, you know, how all that went down. You see what I'm saying? Just the universe. But that's power from you as being who you are, and that's for anybody. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, wow, let me support this person. Well, it probably was one of your followers, you understand what I'm saying, that was like probably always just coming to your platform just to look for a video that you always posting or something. You see what I'm saying? Just to see what you got going on. But they was going through in their life. You see what I'm saying? They probably was down and out. And it was like, damn, we need this apartment. He put it up there. I trust his page source, his resources on this page to where as though I'm going to call this person on here. You know how much fake information get put up online every day?
Yep. That's why I don't know, I didn't realize the value till he told me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing for our audiences too, man. When we love that we get the views. We don't always know where they come from.
Right.
Like, subscribe, comment, tell us what y'all love, what y'all appreciate, so we can expound
Where y'all
on that.
from,
You know what I mean? Like, let us tap in with y'all. Let's figure out business with y'all. Let's figure out a way we could support each other. Let's figure out a way we could do some road trips. Like, let's get some dope shit going, because at the end of the day, we do this shit so constantly that we don't always know where everything come from.
Right.
And we know our reach because we get the logistics back a couple months later or whatever we check in. But ultimately, we want to know y'all personally, man. We want to fuck with y'all because y'all fuck with us. And that's real shit. What Swiss say? Ain't no big eyes and little U's.
Factory. Factory.
That part.
But no, man, I'm a
yeah.
What'd you say?
No, go ahead.
Now I'm about to say we about to wrap this thing, but I want everybody to know how they can get situated with Swag 100 and everything you got going on. Just put it all in a bow for me.
Man, I'm just one thing. All you gotta do is go to swag100podcast.com. That's gonna direct you to everything. Any side extra platforms we associated with or on. Anything. You want to listen to the podcast, you want to listen to the radio station, you want to buy merch, you want to watch videos, go to our new and improved website, swag100podcast.com. Everything is there.
That's dope.
You want to book studio time, you want beats.
Everything is everything.
Yeah, see? So many hats, he forgot a couple.
That's dope.
No, but no, I ain't gonna lie. That's why I say, I didn't want to particularly make it about myself. I really want to make it about my company. That's why I say we a full service entertainment company. Once you reach out and you get with the platform, you'll be able to figure out everything that we have to offer. You might come for studio time and might got your video booked already, and got the marketing plan and how it's going to roll out and all that and stuff, just by coming around. So, that's why I really don't try to single, I don't want to be the Mr. Me Too guy, just we have things to offer,
Absolutely.
But definitely, man, shout out to Sippin with Sammie, the whole platform, everybody that's involved with your platform, all the way to Font Productions, shout out, salute to Sonny, and everybody else that's behind the scenes, on your platform. To anyone that's watching this and maybe one of my supporters, make sure y'all tap in, y'all tune in, like, subscribe, follow, and don't just do it for me. Like, go check back up, and see what he got going on. Like I said, man, I believe in your platform. I love your interviews. You got good content. A lot of people can get a lot of good jewels and stuff from a lot of your interviews because it's not always the same topics. It's not always the same people, the same faces, and it's different walks of life. So that's why I always tap into your platform, because you may never know what you want to get or what you want to hear, when you sipping with Sammie.
We appreciate that, bro. Real shit, we appreciate that.
Yes,
Go
that
ahead,
was
Si.
definitely appreciated. Thank you for that. It's your girl Sunny Brick. You can catch me on thescenemagazine.com for everything from education to entertainment. Edutainment, we got you covered from a positive perspective. Bro, you want to tell them where else they can find us?
Oh, man, you can find us every Thursday during happy hour, Sippin with Sammie. Happy hour, I love it. Which means you can also find us on Fly Day, 3 to 6 p.m. on Glocawear Radio. Catch the Fly Girls from 3 to 4 p.m., including Sunny Brick, Chick with the Juice.
That's right.
Paulie, don't forget the fucking baby.
And my girl K.
And a little bit of K on the side sometime. But
That's
salute to my Fly Girls and salute to my DJs, DJ Trell, DJ
Freaky Free.
That part. And my cousin Nate G's, man. But Flyboy Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. As always, fly shit only, the greatest happy hour in the world on the greatest station in the motherfucking nation. And this has been another episode of Sippin' with Sammie, and I am Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Get your fucking life together. And if you ain't seen the 100th episode, man, go check it out, man. A lot of love in that room.
That part.
Fly shit only. That's all we do. Appreciate you, Swag.
I just had to get there. I love bitches, thorough bitches, hood bitches. No matter what they mind. Girls, they different than hoes. You know me and my bros, we stick to the code. I pass that bitch to my bros. I love bitches, hood bitches, thorough bitches, county bitches. No matter what they my bitches. Big steppers, go getters and big tippers. Tell nigga, I keep a bunch for my niggas. Girls. I pass some bitches to my bros. I take them home and they let me bone. And I said I hope get on gone.
Mama said them Susies will get you killed. I'm grown, so I seen it, my nigga, and she the realest. Gangsta enough to make a sucker nigga kill you. His emotions got his motions all wrong, I feel him. But I supersede him, it's like I overstand. That champ, you ran up on that, hope she was Oprah, man. Hope she had a waiter, riding that shit that weight up. While your twist got you 20 plus in the wake up.
Girls, they different than hoes. You know me and my bros, we stick to the code. I pass that bitch to my bros, can't save a hoe. I love bitches, hood bitches, thorough bitches, county bitches. No matter what they my bitches. Big steppers, go getters and big tippers. Tell nigga, I keep a bunch for my niggas. Girls. I pass some bitches to my bros. I took